Good evening. It's your boy Nitro, and this is episode number 3 of The Wonderkin Show. How's everybody doing? Look, I'm not even going to be that long today. I'm not. I'm only going to speak on 2 words. 2. And if y'all don't know me, y'all about to learn real quick. Those 2 words are Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh yeah, we're going there today. Very well, we're going there today. And do you know what I want to go into today about that? Revisionist history. Oh yes. Being a Ravens fan, I not only look at Giannis as having an impact similar to what Lamar has on the field, I look at him as having the same hatred from media analysts and his peers. Oh yeah. Yeah. The blatant disrespect to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Him, the Greek freak, the fluid druid. Like, everybody, all the media heads, all of them. Shannon Sharp, Stephen A., Skip Bayless, The Herd, CBS Sports, every single one of them said that him signing with Milwaukee would stop him from winning in this NBA. They said he took money over greatness. At least that's what they perpetuated over the media airwaves. Oh yeah. And they didn't stop there. Even going so far as to when he was in the playoffs, calling him Robin on his own team. Oh, but I digress. I want to know why the media finds it to create heroes and villains out of athletes. It's not needed. It's not needed at all. All you have to do is speak on the game itself. And it's content that never runs dry. Never. It's a new story. The never-ending story. But you guys didn't act like you knew that at all. The only thing Giannis has not done is led the league in scoring. Defensive Player of the Year, MVPs, now NBA Finals MVP, a champion on a team without another bona fide superstar. Now look, I know what y'all gonna say, but he has Middleton. His name says all you need to hear. His name is Middleton. That means he's a middle of the pack player. I mean, he's good, but he's not great. Like, seriously. Like, seriously. And we're not even going to get into the point guard guy. Like, come on now. Like, you were a player that was good defensively, that played for how many teams? Right? Okay, then. So we got to start pumping the brakes when you look at greatness. That the media has theoretically slandered or defamed this man's athletic character. That's what they've done. Because they know that their opinions can sway the masses. So what they do is they hedge their bets, right? And they create content thinking that nobody will hold them accountable for their horrible, atrocious takes. Will have no fear. Because Nitro is here. And I'm holding them. I'm holding them accountable. I got to. That's part of what makes me me. I mean, please. I need help. Listen, I listen, the people, the media, everybody, they gotta get these shots. They got to. They have to. Do you know why? Because they're being unchecked. And a power that is unchecked becomes what? Corrupted. Corrupted. I'm not trying to pat myself or break my hands, patting myself on the back. But this industry needs a hero. And a hero I shall be. Praise name the name Nitro. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, we got to get to a point now where we start holding them accountable. Seriously. The best player in the NBA has been nothing but slandered from day one. From day one. And they haven't changed. Even last year with Middleton going down and the stats and the numbers he was putting up against a team that made the NBA Finals in the Boston Celtics was greatly overlooked. They were so quick to move away from what is Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's sad, really. It really is. I think that his story, his background, makes for a compelling sports story. And let's be real. We know what other part of this is. He's not part of the boys club. He doesn't get along with all the other stars. He doesn't want to play with all. He doesn't run around and say, oh my God, LeBron, I need to play with you. Steph Curry, hi. Oh my God. He doesn't act like that. He looks at them and says, I respect your game and I respect you as a person. But when we get on that court, I'm king. I'm going to show you what I've worked my entire life to achieve. That's what he is. How could you not respect that? Like that? Use that as an example. How many players now are using the excuses not to give their all on the court? Listen, these players make this league a lot of money. And you'll never hear me finagle or say that these players do not deserve the money that they've earned. Because the owners, are making more than them. I promise you that. The owners, whatever you think the players are getting, the owners are getting way more. Way. You understand? But there are so many guys that are just getting paid and they act like they don't care. The love of the game is gone. They don't care if they're out half the year, quarter of the year. They don't care if they're half stepping on offense or defense. They don't care if they make excuses about, stresses or struggles. Anything not to give 100% to their job. Because let me let you understand this. It's their job. Their job. They got to dress the part. They can't, make a mockery of the league because the league pays them. I mean, it's a business. But we got to start looking at this stuff from, the angle of understanding that, the media is doing too much at times to create stories when it's not needed, right? It's not. When you look at a Lamar Jackson, what else do you need? Show the highlight and then look at the people that came before him, right? And there goes your story. The progression of the quarterback position. The people before him that paved the way for somebody like a Lamar Jackson. And I use that in the argument with Antetokounmpo. I've heard people like Gilbert Arenas even eating. I mean, look. Look. Talk about wasted talent. Man, this man threw his career away. Threw it away. Or better yet, shot it away. Right? look, everyone's going to have their own opinions of certain things, and you don't have to conform to everything, but let's stop trying to take away from what somebody has achieved. Look, I'm a Michael Jordan fan, right? I think Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever put on shoes. It doesn't mean that I don't respect LeBron James' game or I take anything away from him at all. It's just that I look at Jordan to be the best, and I look at LeBron as just being great. An absolute top 5, top 10 player of all time. That's what I view him as. I'm not taking anything away from his game. I'm not taking anything away from his wins. Nothing. And we got to get to that place where we start doing that. Because why are you trying to destroy the image that has been built up of a player for no reason? Well, you don't even have to. It's being the media, sports media, is one of the easiest jobs in the world. It is. The stories are already written for you. All you're doing is rereading the story to the masses. That's all you're doing. You don't gotta be Dr. Seuss. Green Eggs and Ham is already written. You're just reading it to the class. That's all you're doing. But you know what it is? It's that people want to be so much more a part of it. Everybody wants to make their mark. So let me make my mark by slandering this person's name. And then that becomes a talking point that will carry along with their career until it's over. And look, I remember being a fan of Allen Iverson and watching everything that he did. The media despised of it. Everything they nitpicked on him. Boom, 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 boom. There was a time when I remember he got traded to the Denver Nuggets, and he had stopped off of the road before a game because somebody had gotten into a bad accident, and he had got out of his car and helped to get ambulance there to help them. You would think that's a story that the NBA would want to run with. The media would want to run with. You know, most people don't even know that happened. The coach had to bring it up. They're like, oh yeah, okay, he did that. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Talk about your wife. What do the chains represent? The tattoos. Practice. We're talking about practice. It's sad, really, because, you know, there's so much more that can be taken away from this type of content than what the talking heads give you. Aren't you tired of the who's better, MJ or LeBron? Aren't you tired of, is Lamar Jackson a true quarterback? Aren't you tired of, oh, Patrick Mahomes just needed so much help and he's not better than Josh Allen or Burrow? Aren't you tired of it? I am. And I'm going to be calling it out because somebody has to. We're at a point in world history where the media has more power now than ever before. You would think that they don't, because before you would have 2 or 3 channels that you're taking media from, right? And everybody's taking their information from those 2 or 3 media sources. And that's all you had. There was no phones, there was no computers, none of that, no internet. But they're more powerful now. Because your phone is in your hand, your phone is a media device. They could stay in your face all day long. That means when you're at work, if you're on your phone, they're in your face. If you're watching the television, they're on your face. If you're on the computer, searching something, checking your emails, they're in your face. They have more power now than they've ever had, and it's not close. Why do you think TV deals and commercials and these things are worth so much money? What do you think? Most people don't even watch conventional television anymore. One of the few things that people will stop and watch their television for are sports. Go figure. Oh. Usually when movies come out, you gotta wait for the summer for the big blockbusters. You know what I'm saying? Jaws started all of that, right? That's the movie that started the summertime blockbuster. The NFL puts out blockbusters, multiple of them, every single Sunday for 18 straight weeks. That's power. That's true power. It doesn't matter your nationality. Nothing. All the stuff that's happened with the NFL. Think about just how many eyes are glued. If you're not watching it on your television, now you're watching it on Amazon Prime, which is on your tablets. Some people even watch it at work. I know I have. Hey, I had that bad boy. Everyone's like, yo, what's the score? What's the score? Yo, I got you, man. I got you. It's up. It's up. I'm logged in. Yo, shout out to Prime, too. Listen, they ain't sponsoring this, but Prime or Apple need to have Sunday Ticket. There is no reason why DirecTV should still have Sunday Ticket. There's no reason. Give it to a streaming, give it to Netflix, Prime, or Apple. Please. I wouldn't even care if it was Hulu. Disney Plus something. But no more DirecTV. You ever watch Friday? No more locked doors. Gracias. No more DirecTV. Gracias. Please. But that's power. That's true power that the media has. And they know it. And before, they were a little more humble with the power that they had. Now people are really trying to make the name for themselves. And they don't care if it's in spite of somebody else. They will use another sports star and athlete as a stepping stone to better their careers. I mean, let's be real. They're going to see each other for the most part. How many times do you see Stephen A. Smith at basketball games? A lot. ESPN works that man. They're going to see them. They just don't care. They're protected. So, I want to get to the point to where we're just having fun with the content. No more degrading these athletes' careers and what they worked hard to achieve. We're not talking about second-rate guys. We're talking about some of the greatest players at their positions of all time. Russell Westbrook is one of the greatest point guards to ever live. Why do people keep talking like he's nothing but a stat provider? He's been to the finals. He's been to the Western Conference Finals. He's averaged how many triple doubles? And it's not like the percentage of his winning drops or is mediocre when he has them. They win like 80-something percent, 90% of the games when he has a triple double. But you know what it is? Let me tell you what they do. Because the triple double was such a crowning achievement, and they do not like Russell Westbrook, that they've diminished it, right? They're like, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, yeah. His triple doubles are too easy. They're too easy to come by. He's just stat padding. Anybody can do it if they put their mind to it. But then, all the other players that get it are lauded. Lauded for it. When your mans in Dallas get it, he's lauded for it. When Embiid gets it, he's lauded for it. If Chris Paul gets one, he's lauded for it. LeBron, another monument, check. When he does it, who cares? His don't count. He don't count unless he get a ring. You know what's funny about that too? You guys are pretty much saying that his stats are invalid because he doesn't have a ring. Which is hilarious. Because think about what would happen if he gets one. Think about the numbers, the bare numerics that he has put up. Game in, game out, he is not robbing the fans. Giving it every single ounce that he has. But it's a good story though, right? It is. And it's another narrative that the media will use to spin, to destroy somebody's career. I'm really rooting for Russell Westbrook to get a title. I always want Giannis to be the guy at the end, but if he don't win, I'm fully hoping Russell Westbrook gets one. Because then what will you say? How will you separate the numbers that he has put up with success after that? Think about it. Because what makes LeBron so great in a lot of people's minds are his bare numerics. So what would that do to a Russell Westbrook if he won one or even two titles? With all the triple doubles that he has done. Think about it. Changes perspective, right? It really does. Because that's the way you got to look at it. And that's why I have a problem with them with the way they treat Antetokounmpo. He just does his own thing. Look, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to come to work. I'm going to do this. I'm going to eat right. I have my woman with my children. I will visit them. Think about what he's done. He's made sure his brother's in the NBA, so he's getting paid. He got one woman with children. No baby mothers all around the place. He represents Africa. He represents Greece to the fullest, properly. You don't see him disrespecting people. Nothing. Oh, well, unless it's on the court and he's dunking on them. Then it's disrespect all day. But outside of that, I mean, let's be real. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, the fluid druid. That's a new one for y'all. Yeah, don't try to take it either. Don't be like, oh, I heard it from this. No, you did not. It's from Nitro. You better act like you know from the Wonderkin show. And you better give my props if you hear it. Yo, shout out to them, man. Shout out to Giannis. Shout out to Westbrook. Shout out to the players that take this game so serious and are willing to give everything that they have to be great at it. Because at the end of the day, it's entertainment, but it is a part and chapter of those players' lives. What do you think? It's easy making it to the NBA? The NBA is probably the hardest league to get into. There's not that many players on each team. And each player has to be like 6'6". Think about it. It's not easy. These guys have not just made it to the NBA. They've been some of the best to ever play. Think about how many players there have been in NBA history. And when you talk about Westbrook, when you talk about Giannis, you're talking about top 30 players of all time. And I don't want to hear the Westbrook disrespect. He's a top 30 player of all time. You know how hard it is to average 20 points in the NBA? Much less 25. He's averaged 30 before. And he's led the league in what? Assists. That means he passes the ball. And for all intents and purposes, he's averaged 10 rebounds or a little more multiple seasons. Russell Westbrook has led the league in, I'm not talking about at the same time, but he has led the league in these stats. He's led it in points before. He's led it in assists before. He's led it in steals before. That's bonkers to me. How can you not respect that? Then you hear the excuses, oh, it's because, the way he plays. All of them play that way. All of them. This new NBA, the players, especially the players in the guard position, have the ball so much time. So much amount of time on the court. They could, if they want to pass, they can pass. If they want to score, they can score. A lot of them refuse to play defense because they're like, I got to expend all the energy on the other end. All I'm saying, is that we got to respect the hard work that a lot of these guys put into. Now, look, I'm not saying that you can't categorize them because, look, when you're talking about the best to ever do something, you nitpick. You nitpick. For as great as LeBron James is, you have to nitpick when comparing him to Michael Jeffrey Jordan, or Larry Bird, or Magic Johnson, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Shaquille O'Neal, or Oscar Robertson, or Wilt Chamberlain, or Bill Russell. You got to. And you got to show respect to the other eras and generations. You thinking that Wilt Chamberlain was one of the most physically imposing, dominating men that God has ever created? Go look up his raw physical traits before you say anything. Don't be, they're facing milkmen and mailmen, UPS, FedEx. Go look at his measurables. The guy could run like a gazelle. He has the highest vertical in NBA history. Squats, bench. Players are talking, oh my God, he's a monster. And the worst part is, if you actually watch what little footage that they have on him, he wasn't a power player like how Shaquille O'Neal was. He wasn't a guy that just, boom! You feel me? He wasn't that type of player. He was a lot more finesse. Way more finesse than a Shaq. Shaq, that's why they call him the Diesel. He was pretty much, you're going to get this road grader. You're going to feel these bumps. Let's see how much you love the game. When you got to stay there and feel this weight, this strength. I think Shaquille O'Neal's name should have been called Tsunami. Because he was and is a truly unstoppable force. But he played with physical, reckless abandon. That was Shaquille O'Neal's game. That wasn't Wilt's. Got to be able to respect the eras before you guys. Because I'm going to be real with you. Wilt in today's game would average 50. How would you stop it? A 7-foot guy that runs faster than most of the guards in the league. That runs faster than Giannis and jumps higher than Giannis. Please tell me how you stop that. Oh, we're going to build a wall. He jumps over the wall. After a while, the referees ain't going to give y'all the charges that y'all so graciously asked for. You're just going to have to keep getting dunked on. And we know that this NBA don't like playing defense like that. Come on now. We know. They're just going to move out the way. He'd average 50. So look, I want the point to not get lost in the rant. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been defamed by the media. And the media hasn't been checked for it. They have not. They lied to you guys. They were the ones pushing for super teams because it could spin narratives. He pushed back. He said, I'll stay here, I'll work hard, and I'm going to get my rings right here. And do you know what the organization did? They repaid him for that. They repaid him for it. Too many times organizations let down players. But not this one. Not this one. So for all the people that are loud, see, if Nitro says something, I'm going to stand 10 toes down on whatever I say. And if I'm wrong, I'll look you in the face and say, I was wrong. I was totally wrong. My bad. I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I thought one way, and I was proven wrong. It is what it is. You can't be right about everything in this world. They don't act like that. They don't act like that. They don't. They called Lamar Jackson a project, not a prospect. Oh. Then tried to act like, oh, we didn't say all those things when he was winning the MVP. Giannis, the same thing. You heard during the playoff run when he was going up to win his title, they were disrespecting him every game. He got 30, but I mean, it's 30. Who cares? I mean, you know what I'm saying? He got 20 rebounds, but I mean, just build a wall. He's not that great. Then he has one of the most efficient, most devastating final games in NBA history for a closeout. You know what they do? Whoop! Switch! Where's Will Smith when you need him? Switch! Like straight up. Yo, that's a bar! Yo, like straight up. That's what they do. That's what they do. But you know what? We don't have to let them anymore. Because you have to understand, your eyeballs, your views mean everything to them. Everything. They want to make sure that you are compelled to hear what they are saying and to view what they are showing. Don't give it to them. We know the truth. We know the truth. Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. The most dominating player in the league right now. And he should be treated and reveled as much. It wasn't given to him. He's had to scratch, claw, fight, bite, poke for every inch that he's gained. So you got to ask yourself, like, man, why would I root against somebody like that? When we look at stories like Rocky and stuff like that, he is the underdog story. He is Rudy. He is those type. He is Rocky. No more all he could do was dunk. Y'all saw the threes he was hitting. The free throws. Every time people have said he's not good at something, you know what he did? He said, I got to go work on it. It's a weakness. It's a weakness. They're using it against me. I got to get better at it. And you see him working at it. He's the little train that could. Well, I mean, he's huge, so, I mean, I don't know pause. Yo, pause. But, a little train that could. Big train that could. The semi-big train that could, yeah. Because that's what his story is. Grinding from a young age all the way up to an NBA superstar. An historical figure in Milwaukee history. He'll be talked about in NBA lore. And the greatest part about it is, he deserves every bit of it. So no longer are we going to allow you to try to shape our perception of these players. Because it's not right. It's not. And ain't it funny? The guys that will talk the most greasy about these players are the ones that can't take when people talk about them. They don't like it. They don't like being the eye of your words. And I'm not saying you can't say anything, but think about the topics that they were discussing when it came to somebody like a Giannis. And I always use him and Lamar. Those are my two favorite athletes. Bar none. Those are my two favorite athletes right now. Their stories, you know what I'm saying, very similar. And the media just doesn't stop. I can even pivot this back to Lamar. What would you say to a two-time MVP? I mean, it has to be hatred after a while. You heard what the defensive coordinator said anonymously. I don't care if he gets 100 MVPs. He'll never be a QB. You know how stupid that sounds? That's like saying, I don't care if you become the world's first trillionaire or you become a billionaire. You're always broke. You'll always be broke to me. He could buy your life 10,000 times over. It's sad. It's sickening. It's a disease. Who has the cure? Tylenol. Somebody help. Oh, man. But look, we ran kind of crazy today. I know. I went off on a tangent. But it is what it is. You get my point. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the man. And the people that are hating aren't. It's your boy Nitro with another episode of the Wonderkin Show. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for supporting. Please subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell. Y'all know my slogan. Peace. And I'm out.